You're listening to Process Server Daily, the show where hustle meets strategy in the high-stakes world of process serving. From elite pros to the new servers taking massive action, these are the voices of a rising industry. Hosted by the founder of 123 Legal Support, Mighty Mike Reed. This is your backstage pass to building a profitable process serving empire. Let's get into it.
All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm really excited about all things that we're going to be getting done today. If you guys haven't heard the Mighty Mike Marketing, Mighty Process Server, Mighty Website Builder, all things Mighty, that is me. I'm Mighty Mike. And what I love to do is marketing. I'm a little bit of a business starter and a business builder. And at some point, I like to offload those businesses so I can do other things. And so if you are new to the channel and you're just tuning in here to Mighty Process Server, know that I have multiple channels, but this is where we will focus on all things process serving. So if you are new to the Mighty Mike Marketing segment that I'm doing on Thursdays, just know that I'm going to be basically screen sharing. It's like a working session, and members of my community will come in and have some questions. I'll answer them and maybe have a little discussion, and then one at a time, and then I'll just keep on trucking. So it's a great way to hang out with people in my community and create some content and help you guys crush it at the highest level. So cool. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing is I want to start with is so, having an outline, understanding what it is that I'm talking about, what it is I'm going over is helpful. So, I'm not just babbling. Okay. Okay. I actually took a lot of time in writing a book, Mighty Mike Marketing, or it's called Mighty Marketing for Process Servers. Okay. And there's a lot of different tips and tricks and marketing tactics that you can use in the business world. But in process serving, just like plumbers, similar to attorneys, not all attorneys, but similar to some attorney types, similar to an electrician, a contractor, a handyman. When you need them, you need to be able to find them. So intent search-based marketing is what you want to focus on. Yes, you can build a brand, you could do the Nike thing or whatever, Facebook ads or whatever. But if somebody doesn't need you and they see your ad on Facebook, you're paying for them to see that. So unless you're, unless somehow miraculously you just have like a viral video, which is possible, then it's almost a waste of time to do Facebook ads. Now, to network and to create a brand presence is actually nearly completely, you're able to automate this almost completely. So it's almost like you're going to get a straight up F. Like, if I'm grading your marketing presence and you have no social presence when it's so easy now, then you fail. Okay. Start over. Comment below. Do you have zero marketing presence? Comment below if you have a LinkedIn or you don't have a LinkedIn. Those are the people I want to know. Let me know in the comments. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's see. Yeah, we're live on LinkedIn. We applied for LinkedIn abilities and we're able to go live in there. So that's cool. All right. Natasha has LinkedIn. Let me bring Natasha up here to get us started. Is that okay? Okay, let's bring her up here. Hey, how's it going?
All right. How are you?
Good. Just, I like these night ones. I'm kind of a night owl. I like to burn the midnight oil doing marketing and stuff.
Yep.
So what question do you have, Natasha?
I'm still trying to work with the social media part. I know that during our camp, you said something, I think it was to Ed's when she was showing us how to use the social media part. There was an AI part to it. And I haven't figured out how to add that AI part to that.
Yeah,
something is that an add-on?
Yeah, so the AI agent, you can actually use the AI agent that's inside the community. That's an add-on. That's an add-on feature, but it's definitely worth it. I think what is it, like $30 or something? Or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's definitely worth it if you're trying to
Okay.
set up the workflows and stuff. But yeah, definitely when we're going to do a client acquisition boot camp again in November. And when we do it, we can focus a little bit more on that stuff. The people who already came, you know, I mean, I encourage you to come again so we can start to focus on some more of those other things. And then,
Oh,
of course,
definitely be there.
our mastermind's on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how are you liking the Mighty Automation tool?
I love it. I've always wanted a CRM piece. I found them to be way, way expensive and not the training. There's just no training. People wouldn't train us.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked at several of them, and I'm telling you, Mike, what you guys are doing it's a gold mine, really. And I'm being honest. I mean, I've looked at several of them, and I looked at them for all parts of the business, my scanning business, the non-party retrieval business, and the process of service business. And I just never found anything until this. And I'm satisfied with this. From what I'm learning and still learning, it'll take me a while to get it, but I'll get it with the help of your team and the help of you. Definitely, it's well worth it, every bit of it.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, like, you start using it and then you start to learn like more parts of it and you're like, it does this? It's like, it does this? Like being able to create the AI images and schedule out your posts for the whole week or the whole month even. And then the ability to do the email blast, you know, just for the emails, like if you're going to send out a regular email, a newsletter, and we're going to get to this at the end of this, I'm going to do a 7-week series. This is video. I'm just going to call this video 1 of the 7-week series of Mighty Mike Marketing. And I might go longer, but I don't want to go till Christmas, right? So we may skip some and come back, but the whole idea is like, we're going to start at the foundation and then we're going to build up from there. And Mighty Automation is some of the last weeks. And the reason why I'm doing that is because there's so much. Like one whole day we could dedicate to just doing scheduling your social media posts, right? How can we use AI? How can we use social media? So today I want to talk about what I want to screen share and show you guys is how I rank websites. I think if you understand how I rank websites, how us at Mighty Website Builder, you know, do your SEO. People are like, well, I thought you did the SEO ongoing. No, you create your blog posts, you create your newsletters. We use our AI tool to make sure your website is optimized, completely optimized. But when we first build it, we do some SEO things that I want to show you, because what you can do is you can keep doing the same pattern that we do to add more and more of these keywords, more and more of these FAQ pages to specific pages, depending on the area and the service that you're providing. So, Natasha, I look forward to working with you more on using Mighty Automation. You know, Mark and these guys, they're really, you could schedule with them anytime. As a Mighty Premium member, you can jump in there in a meeting.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
Okay, we have Mr. ZB1616. Will the replay be available of this? Yes, if you're Mighty Premium member, you can go into the classroom section and you can see all of the replays on the Client Acquisition Bootcamp and the Mastermind. This is live on YouTube. And what I've been doing is going live on YouTube. This is going to stay live, and I teach you all the things marketing, and then they get clipped up and actually added to a part of one of our courses inside of Mighty Mike Marketing. So these will eventually be private videos. Okay. So I encourage you to watch them on YouTube if you don't want to join our community, or go join our community and you'll see it nice and sectioned out and labeled according to what it is we're talking about. So cool. All right. Another awesome member of our community, Miss Sheila, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
What?
I'm working. I was listening. It's been a long
You're
day.
like, what's happening? Yeah, when you're in the studio, you could be popped up anytime. You're like eating.
Hi, how you doing, darling? It's been a good day. It's been a long day. So yeah.
Well, good. Well, you know, we're taking action, and just one thing after another. You know, I just keep stacking it up. Today, I spent all day working on another business, grinding metal dumpsters so they fit a specific trailer. Like, and you just get into it. I had to go shower. I was like completely covered in metal shavings. I'm like, all right, let me go. I'm excited about marketing. You want to do something that will keep you up late that you actually enjoy.
Yeah, tonight I'll be doing documents for a divorce for somebody, filling out their paperwork and asking them lots of questions. Because of course I can't give legal advice, so I have to tell them, hey, here's the deal. I'll ask you the question and you give me the answer. And that's what you're going to get, basically. But I'll put it in a nice, pretty little package. It'll be good. I can't give legal advice. So that's what I'm doing.
That's a good idea. There's some automation tools that I really like. There's one called WebMerge that you can use through FormStack, and you can create an integration that will auto-fill documents like that, where you can have like a divorce document and they give you all the information and it just auto plugs into every type of document you have, and then you can just pick the one that they paid for, and then send.
That's the plan. So I'll have to get with you that later, because that's the plan. I don't want to have to ask. I want them to just fill out the forms, have it come through, everything. I can double check it, make sure spelling's good, kick it back to them to review, have them sign a waiver that says I gave them no legal advice, pay, and file it for them. So, and then
and then you go serve it, right? This is why LegalZoom and a lot of places like that just do so well, because it's just completely automated, So, and you really that really does help you, release liability, because you're like, I didn't even fill out anything. Literally, the automation did. So, California actually has a really good version of this on their website, on their court website. If you Google small claims, California small claims demand letter, it's actually pretty crazy. It just asks you like 10 questions, and then boom, it gives you a PDF that says, hey, I so-and-so declare that this is a demand letter, and they tell you to send it via certified mail. Completely automated. It's pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah, well, that's where a lot of stuff is going, right? It's just lots of automation. So you still have to find your niche of where you can give that personal attention, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I did get all my stuff sent over to get the website built. So we're on track for that. And then once that's up and running, then Mark and I will have a meeting about automation. I have an assistant coming on board, so she'll be learning. And so I can be out there stomping the pavement and getting with these attorneys and start getting some more business.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. Being able to get business and have like consistent income coming in, it's essential.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your question?
I didn't have a question. I didn't have one other than, okay, I do. Let me put it this way. Let's not say I don't have a question. If you're starting out, I hate that answer, right? Now I don't have a question. When you're first starting out, so I'll do this for like myself, but newbies, right? What would you say is probably outside of a website, right? What would you say is probably the most important automation that a server should focus on?
If you aren't sure that you can answer the phone, setting up an auto text reply.
Okay.
Mighty Automation has the ability to auto text reply. If you set up the phone number, I think it's $10 extra per month. But if you set up that auto text reply, which is an AI agent, basically if somebody calls you and you don't answer the phone with that phone number, it will automatically say, hey, sorry, we weren't able to answer the phone. But you're welcome to begin your online order here, right? And so you could get people to just order from you. For some reason you don't answer the phone, boom, they're on your website checking out your rates.
So you don't lose the connection necessarily.
Yeah, and this is actually a pretty common marketing thing. They say, first of all, that's the first thing you set up, because you get small businesses that are just busy and they don't answer the phone. I can't tell you how many times I've called someone and I'm like, I'm not going to stop calling until I find somebody, because it's something I have to do. And if I don't do it, I'll forget about it. Right. So I'm going down the list until I find somebody who answers the phone, and then I'll go ahead and hire them.
Right.
Yeah. But if they don't answer the phone and I get a text, that might stop me. Maybe it's a law office, so they can't get the text. There's a lot of things to think about with that, but.
And what would be and so what do you think would be the second? So like I have an 800 number through 800.com. So we're setting up like a workflow, right? That'll text and it's got the voice and the AI and all that. But like, I want to start reconnecting with a lot of these law firms that I used years ago, right? That came to me years ago when I was running business. And so it's been a while. So
do you have their emails?
I do. Mark's like, you got a pretty good list there. And I'm like, I do.
Yeah.
It's been a while, right? So like I closed down Olympic Mountain Process back in 2019, moved to Texas, kind of dabbled in process serving, and of course ended up with Proof, and now I'm back on my own, starting all over again. So
yeah, well, I tell you, if you can add them to your Mighty Automation, send them all an email blast. Some of the big process serving companies that do really, really well, I won't name drop, but they've been in business a while and they're professional. They're using Constant Contact. They're using MailChimp. They're using these things. You don't have to pay that $70 or $100, whatever they're charging now. I think MailChimp's free up to 2,000, but you can only send like 2,000 emails per month. So as soon as you hit 2,000, you can only send one email. And they're actually very, I've tried all these different softwares. And so I always recommend, if you have a tool, especially Mighty Automation, I give it to you as a bonus, right? So it's not like you guys have to pay extra for it. Like you get that as a bonus. You get the Mighty Dashboard as a bonus as well. So I say just use it for what you need it for. Like Constant Contact, you could have it set up, it's fine. But if you have something like Mighty Automation set up and you actually use it, you'll get people to reply. Actually, I think to myself, like if I send an email blast, believe it or not, I actually hold back a lot when it comes to sending emails. Believe it or not, school sends like notifications every time somebody likes a freaking post. School is sending a thing going, yeah. So you want to go in and change your notification settings to not get those, is what I tell people. They're pretty good about letting you like turn off certain things, like keeping on the email blast, but turning off, keeping on the email blast, but turning off the notifications because someone likes something.
Yeah. Well, you guys do a great job keeping us informed. So I really do like that. And there's so much training in there. I actually just referred a new server. She signed up for the Mighty Processor just to join the group first to kind of give it a look around. But I think especially for new servers, for all of us, really, all of us, like networking, like we're not enemies. Like we might be competing for business, but we're all in this together. Right. And so it's a great resource, and I'm really glad that I found you guys. So.
Yeah. Well, you guys got some really, we got some people in the community that are really taking action. I mean, just massive action, and you see it and you just think like, wow, they just 6 months or a year ago, like this person wasn't making any money, right? They were only serving for big box companies, and here they are, $20,000 a month. It's like, not everybody can do it because they just don't have the time. They have a full-time job or whatever. They're not putting in the time. But if you put in the time, you will see success. You will see, and be the backup is just one of the elements, This is why I'm doing this, because I want people to see Mighty Mike Marketing is about stacking everything up, stacking on. First, you got your website, then you set up your automation with the text reply, with your email blast, with your social media posts. And you could do all of this in 1 hour. Like in the beginning of the week. Once it's all set up, it'll take a while, but you set it all up. And then just once a week, you sit down and you throw it all together, and you're good to go. So we got some chats over here. Let's see. Yeah. Got my first real job today. It's real. It's happening. Yes.
Yay.
Man, Ryan, crushing it, man. Crushing it. That's what it's all about. Okay, so Don says, I didn't know we could chat. Yeah, YouTube, you can chat. You can comment on YouTube. It's like a chat.
I say you bring Dawn on now.
She's not in the studio.
She's just chatting with us, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I'm gonna keep chatting so I can be number one. That's awesome. Okay. So well, thank you, Sheila. Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Feel free to put in the chat also here inside the studio chat. You guys can comment as well. So Cool. Yeah. Well, if you guys are Mighty Premium members, we do the masterminds every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you aren't able to get in here and participate with some of this stuff, you can let me know. We can do a little practice session. Make sure that you can get in. So Sheila and Natasha were able to get in here, true professionals. So we'll look them up inside the community. They're doing some cool stuff. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and dive into the content. Okay. So I told you I'm going to teach you how to do the very basic SEO for websites. Okay. And when I say basic, don't think like, oh, it's just basic. No, we're talking about, I'm going to give you the prompt that I tell ChatGPT, and you have to be detailed with this stuff. And the more detailed you are and the way you say it, you'll get the right stuff. And before you think I'm just like typing in a random prompt, no, this is specific high-level marketing prompts. Okay. WA Pro Say in the house with a little cool emoji. Congrats. Cool, guys. Cool. Such a cool community. If you're not in Mighty Process Server, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Maybe you're not a process server, which we don't let you in if you're not. Jessica says, yeah. You guys inside the studio, we can't put them up on the screen. Sorry about that. Hi, friends. Connections, making connections. All right, cool. All right, let's get some stuff done here. Let me share my screen. Boom. All right. So first thing is, I'm building this kind of dummy business. It's not going to be like a real business. At least I don't think so. My son might actually take this over, but basically we're starting Tropic Process out of Tampa, Florida, just because I know I'm going to be in Tampa here next year. And so I changed the logo because I guess the logo I made was too close to one of our customers' logos. So Desi told me to change it. So I did. So here we go. It's a little different, right? All right. So we're using our builder, okay, our website builder. And if you're a website customer, your builder looks just like this pretty much. So what we're going to do is we are going to add an FAQ section. So you can, if you are a current customer and you don't have this, reach out to the team and we will make sure you get something like this. Okay. I pretty much do this. I teach my team to do this. And so Nettie, this is all about adding. If you look inside our community, I actually have been adding short clips teaching how to do very specific things inside the community. And so like if you want to learn how to select a domain and where to find it and how to point it and all the psychology around a domain and starting your business, it's right here. Essential elements of your website. I go through the basic how to set it up, which is actually what we're looking at here. Tropic Process. This is what it ended up becoming after the end of the video. So I'm kind of stacking it up little by little. Pillar number 1 is your website. So we're not quite finished with that. But you start to kind of meld into the second pillar, which is mastering search. So I am keeping it separate because mastering search is all about getting found. Okay. So even though we are jumping back into the website, it is a second chapter in my book. It is all about mastering search. So the first thing I want to talk to you about that's probably the most powerful is your organic search and we're going to knock out a couple of these all in one. So Google organic search, we're not going to run ads, but you could with the information we're going to get today. Google AI summary, that's the ultimate goal to show up here. And then the Google Search Console, we're going to go over last. Okay. So first of all, let's go over Google Maps. So if you haven't done this yet, business.google. Okay. Go to business.google and click add a business. You add a single business. And you can go ahead and fill out all the information that it says. Okay, that's step 1. I'm not going to go into it too much more because it's basically like creating a Facebook profile. The one thing I will tell you is you need to come into the community because when we do our client acquisition bootcamp, we actually network with each other to give each other reviews and we boost our business dramatically. Put a comment in the chat if you got some major value from the client acquisition bootcamp. You got reviews and stuff. WA Pro Say. What these emojis, you guys? Okay. All right, cool. Yes, I'm seeing it. Nice. Okay. Lots of likes, lots of love. All right. So let me go back to sharing. I haven't used this for a while. Okay. So one of the things that you can do is you can, go to Google My Business. That's the very first thing. And I'm going to have some more in-depth stuff about this. So Nettie, don't include this for this. I'm going to do a separate one because I want to log into a specific channel, and I know I'm not logged into that email. So disregard the Google My Business for now. All right. I'm talking to my editor. Okay. So, all right. So let's get into the next section, which is talking about these three things all in one. Okay. Organic search happens. Let's do a quick search. Process server, Tampa, Florida. Okay. Because that's where we're trying to rank. So of course, these guys are running ads. They got money to burn. Okay. So here's the map section I was telling you about. We're going to skip over it because I'm going to do a separate video about it later. And I've talked about a lot about it, especially in the client acquisition bootcamp. But this is where you start because it's free and you can start getting business right away if your business listing gets approved. Okay. All right, so after that, this is what we call organic search. This little section right here, all of this right here, when they call you up and they go, I am looking on your website, I did not see it on the first page. This is what they're talking about, okay? Okay, my developer talks just like that, and he's a genius. So they're trying to get you to hire them to do SEO. And so these people right here that I just screenshot are the people that I'm going to try to beat. Okay, one of these is a courthouse portal for PDFs talking about the different certified process servers in that area, so I can look that up. Accurate Serve, I think they're the ones that did if I'm not mistaken, they're the ones that have a franchise. Franchise, that's where they're ranking so well. Then you have NAPS and you have ABC. There's no local person other than I guess you could say Accurate, but they have offices all over the state, the whole state. They're a franchise. So there's a great opportunity here for me to dominate this Tampa Serve. Here you go. This is probably my biggest competitor, Tampa Serve. But they're not really because I'm not charging what they're charging. I'm going to charge a premium, right? I'm charging $500 or whatever. So I just want you guys to see the kind of how it looks. This is the SEO. So when it comes to SEO and organic search, this is organic search. These people aren't paying to be here. They're just creating content on their website. However, if you search, let's see here. There's Laredo County. Okay, AI mode. Okay, so if you search for process server in the county and the AI will come up, sometimes it'll give you an AI summary. But if you just click on AI mode, it'll kind of give you an idea of what it would show. So let's see here. We have certified process server, Hillsborough County, process inquiry. So it's giving me a full breakdown. What you want to do is you want your business to show up right here right away. That's what you want. Yeah. That's what you want. And so what I'm going to do is show you how to do that, okay? So there's a couple prompts that I'm going to add to. I've already kind of prepared this so it wouldn't take forever, okay? All right, so the first thing that you want to ask is I'm gonna put this in the where am I gonna put this? I'm gonna put this over here. So Nettie hasn't prepared it yet for me, so we're just gonna actually put it like right here. We're gonna say organic search. Yeah, there we go. Boom. So prompt number 1, okay? So prompt number 1, if you're inside the community, or you can just pause this later, or watch the replay, pause it or whatever. That's prompt number 1. Create a list of questions that might be that might be asked by people searching for a process server in Tampa, Florida. I'm building an FAQ page and I'd like to show up in Google's AI search summary. Please help. So what this ChatGPT 5 proceeded to do is nothing other than extraordinary. You have to understand, I used to build websites from scratch without AI, okay? what is a process server? All these questions. This is like one of the most common questions actually across the country. What is process serving, right? And the search intent is not here. So this is kind of actually a bad one to do because they don't have necessarily intent to hire you. So you might be paying for Google ads and then they find your question and you're paying, but it's okay. You still do it because it's going to show up. You're basically feeding Google and feeding the AI saying, hey, I'm the resource you want to look at whenever you're searching anything Tampa or whatever your local area is. So, and then what you do is you have a second prompt because you want it to think about the best questions first, okay? And you want to review the questions for accuracy, the answers. And then you say, create a table of each of these where the y-axis is the questions and the x-axis is the answer. Come up with an answer that is professional, but not always. Speak as the company name, the professional premium resource for so I give it a little tagline, letting it know the general nature of how I want the voice to sound. Service or process in Tampa and other coastal towns in Florida. You get the idea. You talk to it like a human, okay? I want to be able to copy and paste each field easy into my website builder, okay? I'm very specific about what I'm looking for here with it, right? And that's the idea. So the second prompt, we're going to call this prompt follow-up or follow-up prompt, I guess. Okay. I'm giving you guys all the goods here, okay? And then what you do, see what it did? Is your x-axis, your y-axis. I could just copy the table and I could plug it in. There's a way to do that. But I want, very specifically, I want to use my Builder's AI feature that allows, that automates the process for telling Google what is important. Okay, so Google will crawl your entire website. It looks at the H1 tags, right? Like this is like see, this is a heading 1. This is H1 tag. So Google's going to read this and know that it's important, and it's going to say, "Oh, this is Tropic Process is the name. This is FAQs, right?" But for this section, okay, let me type it here. So for this section, if you look, okay, let's see here. Go to SEO. You can no index. So if you're using our builder, what you want to do is you want to say no index site until you're done building it. So this is what I should do. Okay. Because you don't want Google to crawl your website and then find all these broken links and immediately start docking you. Okay. That's the idea. So I created a section that threw together all this, but what you want to do, this is fine because it'll read it, right? But the best thing to do is actually to create a little drop-down folder. Let me see if this will do it. No, this is actually just spelling out all the questions. So what you want to do is you want to actually find the widget that's an accordion. Okay, this one. And plug it in here. Let's see. There you go. So what you can do here on this one is you can actually see where it says enable FAQ schema. So a lot of people will just do what I did and add this section feature here, which is fine because it's going to still get crawled. It's still going to show up. But what's cool is when you create an FAQ section and you actually tell it, you say, bruh, enable FAQ schema. This can help having your FAQ appear as rich snippets in Google search results, resulting in more traffic to your site. Boom. It's best to enable this once for each page because Google supports only one FAQ set per page. Guys, read it. Read it. So important. Okay, let me check and see if you guys have questions so far. Well, lots of comments. Let's see. Okay, we're about to dive into it and show you how easy it is to add them, okay? Jessica says so much knowledge. What are you talking about, Jessica? You're like the SEO whiz, man. Cab was definitely valuable. Appreciate it. Is this the Mighty Website Builder? Yes, this is the Mighty Website Builder. Are the 3 that show up next to the calendar, are they running ads? Next to the map. I think you mean the map. The ones showing up next to the map are not running ads. Or they could be. But the reason why they're showing up in the map is because of their organic search, their organic rankings. Okay, I'll get a copy and paste doc in the premium group. Yes, in the group under the Mighty Mike marketing course, you're going to have access to the copy and paste stuff. I need to get my website done so that you and Mighty team can do it for me. Yes, we're ready. We're ready. We're with bated breath. Thank you. Marshall Process's website is looking pretty sharp. They did a good job. Map, not calendar. Oh, there you are. Correcting. Every penny. He's going for the ultimate comments. He's got the most comments. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Feel free to ask your questions too, guys. I'm happy to dive into other stuff too. Okay. All right. So in order for me to basically beat these guys, I got to be, and I did this on, I did this with my son. I taught him, did somebody who shall not be named on his website. And I actually went through, still a website customer, but he's not in our community anymore. And I spent probably 15 hours on his SEO, and like, it just completely dominates his local area. And it's using exactly what I'm showing you here. And I've done this for all of our website customers. We've done it on the back end on the SEO, right here on the SEO. And last week last Thursday, I showed you how the auto tags work, but I'm going to go over it again later. Okay, so let's talk about how I'm just going to get started and show you kind of how I would do this. Okay, so I'm just going to have my little finger ready to go Control C. All right, I'm going to open this up. Manage accordion. If you click on here, you can quickly just add a question. And there's an easier way to do this so it's faster. But remember, my purpose here is not to be faster necessarily. It's to make sure that this shows up on Google. Okay. I'm going to come back and change some of the colors here, but okay. I'm not going to do all these, but I just want to give you an idea how easy this can be. Okay. And so as I'm posting them, I would review them as I'm putting them in here. So why do legal papers have to be served officially? Okay. That's a good question. What did ChatGPT say? The law requires proper service so that every person has the right to be informed about a legal proceeding. Our Tampa team handles this process, professionalism, accuracy, and confidentiality. Now you have to know that just adding this word Tampa in here, but in a natural conversational flow, is what Google is getting really good at. The AI knows that you took the time to make it read in a way that somebody would enjoy. Okay. What types of documents can you serve? Okay, let's see. What kind of documents can we serve? Let's see. We serve a wide range of legal documents. Summons, subpoenas, eviction notices, restraining orders. All of these are keywords, you guys. All of these are amazing keywords. If it needs to be served, Tropic Process servers can handle it. I'm telling you, those prompts are good. I have played with them a bunch to fine tune them. And this prompt right here that we're using right now is just the best. What is proof of service? I think it should say, what is a proof of service? So you can make them better, right? You can you dial it in. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, proof of service or affidavit. Oh, it already did it for me. Proof of service, also known as an affidavit of service, is the sworn statement confirming the legal document were properly delivered. We provide notarized proof that's accepted by all Florida courts. Okay, so this is what you do, okay? And then you go down here and you say, turn on the schema, okay? Now, if you want the first item to show expanded, you can do that so that the first item will always show expanded. But I actually highly recommend that you don't leave the first one as what is process serving. I highly recommend. I also don't like this green color. I'm probably going to I don't know. But anyway, we'll do some design later. We'll dial in the design later. For now, we're just building, and I'm showing you guys how to do this. But this is called an FAQ page. What's really cool about this is you can create different FAQs for different pages. So this is my home page, so it needs to have the most generic ones that would be asked, and there's quite a few here. Like, how can I order service? Simply visit our website, click order service. So these are all important. I would include all of these. And so the final prompt here is, I would say, create a new list with the same format and table. Do not allow any duplicate questions, and focus on just, there's one that we just put in here. Let's see. Manage accordion. What legal papers do you serve? Okay, right here. What type of document? Here we go. So you want to focus and double down on your services page. When you go to your services page, you want to double down on summons. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say for the different areas within Tampa, create a new list with the same format and table. Do not add duplicates, and focus on just the keyword summons and one area of Tampa suburbs. Because Tampa's a big city, right? Keep it focused on how Tropic. Tropic process servers works daily for law firms. Because sometimes it'll venture off and talk about real estate, right? Tampa suburbs and all this stuff. Works daily for law firms and property management companies offering evictions, summons, and complaints. Something like that. That's a pretty solid one, because it's going to dial in and focus. It's going to create a new list of questions specific not just to the service, but also to the area. Court identifies as a tenant of property. Process servers in Brandon. So it's in Tampa, but it's a part of Tampa, which is called Brandon. Handles these summonses daily. And Brandon, let's see. Most Brandon area servers. So, okay. So now what you might be tempted to do is to recreate this list. Oh, this is good. Look at this. It even pulled a state statute. I'm telling you guys, like, ChatGPT has changed the game for SEO. Changed the game. Create your website. The footer of every website should basically be a library that talks all about that specific page. It should be a resource for Google to go to find specific information to answer people's questions online. Can you serve a commercial eviction? So, can you serve commercial eviction summons too? Yes. Now they're not going to ask this necessarily, but Google's smart. The AI is smart. It'll say, find me a process server who can serve commercial eviction summonses in this area, Brandon, Tampa Metro. See, it's being specific, Tampa Metro, Brandon. And so it'll show you, because your category of question is very similar, and it's specific to the area that they're searching, and it's specific to commercial and evictions and summonses and complaints. I'm telling you guys, you do this properly the way that I'm showing you. I'm actually going to include this prompt. This is not the perfect prompt. I like the first two, but this one's actually not bad. It actually seems to be delivering pretty effectively. What questions do you guys have? Is this beneficial? Last time I did a video last week, we had a bunch of people watching, but I didn't have a lot of likes. Can you guys do me a favor? Just like this video. It really helps out. It helps out the algorithm, like helps it reach out to process servers around the country. So, and you know, our channel has been growing like leaps and bounds, like wildfire. Even in the chat comments, W Pro say process servers is #1. All they do is win no matter what. Process servers in the house. Sheila, you left us and went to YouTube. They were having so much fun on YouTube. She was like, I'm out. It doesn't need to be notarized anymore. So in Florida, did they make it so it doesn't need to be notarized anymore? Yeah, it just said in ChatGPT that it needs to be notarized. That will include notary. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, sending referrals. People in the community just helping each other out. But that county only uses sheriff's office. Yeah. Some places are like that. Boom, boom. Jessica with her emojis. Process is on fire. Cool, guys. Cool. Rocket, red, countdown, lift it up. Oh, it's an emoji. It didn't include your emoji. My spelling is not up to par. It's okay, Don. We're all just having a good time, okay? We're all just having a good time. So now that you guys know how to do Google organic search, there's a lot of other things I talked about last week, specifically how to use H1 tags, how important it is to do that. But if you do this, the most important thing is that you will show up in the Google AI summary if you focus on answering questions. And if you create an exhaustive list of questions for each page, and each page has its own FAQ section that is also marked as schema, right? Because it's per page, the schema is per page. You mark it as the FAQ section for that accordion as schema, and you will start to show up on Google. A lot of this too is time. On Call Legal, Brandon, he's a really good guy, and he's been in business for a long time. Him and his family run that business down in LA. I think they used to be Motorcycle Messengers or something like that. Now they're called On Call Legal. These guys show up all the time in search, answering questions, because they spent so much time creating question and answer. And that's really what you have to do. Go Brewers. Okay. All right. So let's see. The last thing here, and this is something that I talked about last week, but I just want to mention it, is your Google Search Console. If you haven't already pulled up your Google Search Console, let me just bring it up real quick. It shouldn't take too long. Again, like this video, show me some love. If I'm providing value, if this is valuable, hit that like button. Okay, hit the like button on YouTube. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? All right, we're gonna pull up Google Search Console, and you know, I always have a hard time finding it. I think you should just search in Google. Google search. Actually, I know where it's at. I have it bookmarked. SEO performance is what it says. Okay. So a lot of our websites took a big hit, and I noticed that across the board, websites went down dramatically. Like, there's something in the marketing world that we call the Google slap. Google has repeatedly changed their algorithms on how they rank you. You know, for example, when they first started, it was how many backlinks do you have directly to your website? Then they were like, well, people just have thousands of backlinks, and they would rank #1 for whatever that term was, right? Whatever that phrase was, that keyword. And then they were like, okay, how many times they mention the keyword and backlinks will be a thing. And then Google changed it. So they were like, boom, their website ranking went super down, right? And so every time Google slaps you, right, slaps the industry, they change their algorithm, things change. And so the dip, let me use screen share here. So the dip is in performance. So 123 legal support. This is our 7 days. We've gotten 1,340 impressions with only 20 clicks. 123 legal support. I'm not running ads. I'm not really doing much, but you can see there was a dip on the 4th. Let me actually go to the 28 days. Yeah, see, there was a dip right here. October 4th was, yeah, that's about the time. So you'll have little spikes, but there was a pretty good dip that lasted a few days when the Google slap happened. This Google with AI just happened. Let me go back here. Let's see. Yeah. See, it was trending pretty high, and then it just dropped down like consistently. This whole time was pretty low, and it's because of the Google slap. And this recent Google slap is all about the Google AI summary. It's saying that it's prioritizing people who are feeding Google and answering questions. So when I say that this is important, I'm not just saying it because I'm like, hey, I build websites. I'm saying it because it works. If you're not sure, ask people like Jessica, ask people that have websites that actually rank really well. It's because they're adding this, because they're doing these things. Okay. And so sure, when we build your website, we'll do this for you. But there's like an endless amount of this that you could do to continue to rank better. Now, if you're a private investigator, you do all the same stuff that I just showed you, but you keep doing it for that keyword. So swap out processor. Imagine like you're building 2 websites, but you're putting it on one website and you have this other page. You can definitely have 2 websites, but you don't need to because they relate to each other. A private investigator gives you more credibility as a process server. So Don, if we build a website for you, we're going to give you the stuff that you need. You don't need to worry about it too much. But I'm just saying, if you really wanted to rank, time to get to work. Oh, Jessica, you're so funny. So busy. Just do it, Dawn. What are you waiting for? You guys are so awesome. Okay, cool. I don't know if LinkedIn gets any views. I don't know if these people are alive. Okay, cool. So the SEO performance, you kind of got an idea of that. I didn't go into it too deep, but what it does is it'll actually tell you, it'll give you some breakdowns of what you can do. It gives you the search performance. Nettie, you don't have to include any of this for that. I'm going to make a separate video about it. Jessica is up all night long. Trust me, it's worth it. I keep saying I'm going to do it, but it's hard to let go. Let it go. Let it go. If that doesn't make you let it go, I don't know what will. Okay. So, I'm excited about this business in Florida. And the reason why is just like when I started doing the ABQ server here in New Mexico, I was able to see massive changes with you guys. See, before when I used to teach process servers, I call it PSD University. You might be able to find some remnants of it online. I charged $7 a month, and it was just a community of people on Zoom. That's all it was. We'd show up on Zoom, right? We didn't have any platform like school or anything. And my whole goal was like, I'm just going to teach these guys to do what I did, marketing, right? And then what happened was like, there's this level of like, they don't try, like they're not really doing it. And then when I did the Be the Backup challenge, I was like, I'm going to do what I've always done, but I'm going to record myself live doing it. And so I did that, and crazy massive success came out of it. And what was cool is that you guys were able to see it. You guys were able to see the success just by putting in the work. And so once you can see it, and there's like this proof, there's something that switches in our mind of like, if he can do it, I can do it. If it's to be, why not me? Okay. And so make the calls, take action, do what you got to do. But I'm going to keep doing these every Thursday. I want to be able to help people take that next step. The masterminds, of course, you got to be a Mighty Premium member to attend those, but it's worth it, you guys. You get a directory listing. That's what you pay for. So it's $57 a month. You pay for a directory listing, but then I started off giving you like the marketing tools that I use, but then I built an app. I spent over, I think 40 something thousand, I think we're like 47 on this app that is going to change the industry. I mean, literally, I just came up with the idea today, and I almost don't want to mention it live, but I'm going to, because these guys can't compete. They don't want to compete either. Actually, they want to be the process serving company and have tools to leverage process servers across the country, but they want to get the client direct to them. That's their goal. That's not my goal. So I have the flexibility to be able to build a platform that helps everybody. And so I'm just going to let you guys know now, and I want to know what you think, if it's a good idea. One of the things as a process server is I never read the documents. I never read them. If somebody told me that there was it was a restraining order, I'd probably read it. I'd skim over it. But I never read them. I had too many. I had 30 or 40 papers a day. I didn't have time to read them. Okay. And I'm not exaggerating. My bucket was full all the time. I got pictures on my Facebook page. My bucket was full. And so what I'm thinking with the app is we're already going to use AI to fill out what it can when the client uploads documents. We're going to use AI to try to fill out the court information, plaintiff, defendant, all this kind of stuff. So I said, well, since we're doing that already, I told my developer, I'm like, why don't we have it analyze the documents for potential risks? Right? They claim the person is violent. That's a no-brainer, right? And now it comes back with a little red flag that says, hey, potential risk. And then that will prompt you to then click it. It'll take you right to the place in the document where I think there could be a risk. And you can go, well, how long ago is this? Is this the person I'm serving? Maybe it's not the person I'm serving, but it still found it, right? So, but anyway, just having a little red flag, I think that's a no-brainer, especially with how crazy things are. Process servers getting shot. Like, trust me, it is not worth your life to serve a legal document, right? So if you get something like that, you can call the client and go, hey, my system showed a red flag that this could be a potential risk. So I can you can either find a different server to do it, or I have a hazard fee of $500. Really, that's a lot. Yeah, I actually bring armed security with me when I go to these specific types of jobs. Oh, it's just a restraining order. He's not going to do anything. Da, 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 da. Okay, well, I'm happy to let it go and you can have somebody else serve it. I'm happy to do that. I don't want to lose your business completely, but how old do you have to be to redial somebody over and over and over? Okay. I'll call you back. I swear, if you call somebody 5 times in a row, that's fighting. That's like, we're going to fight. Okay. I'd love to hear about those experiences. Yeah. Yeah. I have had many times where I've gotten in little scuffles, but it's 1 in 1,000. Everything has a price. Going backwards here. Has anyone ever turned down a job because of the risk regarding the defendant of a neighborhood? Yeah, it's a good question. Guys, put it in the comments. Have you had an experience where you've turned down a job, or maybe you did the job and you're like, that's too dangerous. I can't do that. I'm curious to know what you guys think as well. When it comes to marketing, though, you need to understand that you're a business owner. You're not a process server. Process serving is just one of the services you offer. There was this business in Red Bluff called Business Connections. And it was really cool because they were probably one of the best process servers in that little town. And they did fingerprinting. They did like that whole live scan thing. They did secretarial service. They had mailboxes. They did everything under the sun. And one of the things they would do is they would say like, oh, if it's dangerous, we won't do it. They just right away, they're just like, oh, that's up on the mountain, Bernie Mountain. We don't do that. We don't go there. And so you have to know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. When I first started, I was jumping fences, being stupid, I even went in people's houses. One person let me in, right? The girl, I've told the story many times before, the girl let me in, but I did go in and she was just a guest, I guess. And I served the guy as he was sleeping on his recliner. And that actually landed me one of my biggest clients because they were just laughing of like, who's this guy who is willing to just do whatever it takes to get it served? And so that helped me build my business. But I'm telling you right now, it's I would not recommend it. Don says, when you're sent to rural areas and there's a long driveway, it can be very scary. All my serves, I've only had one that made me rethink process serving as a career. I'm still here, but I didn't take the serve when she needed me to do it again. I'm telling you, when I say that no serve is worth your life, I mean it. And you're going to be out there serving at some point, and you're going to go, I can't see the house. There's a gate. It looks like a small gate. I could even go through it. Maybe someone says, oh, we just go in it. Like, here's an example. If you think that's crazy, I would never do that. What if the wife hires you and she lives there usually, and she's now gone because she went on vacation to her mom's, and she tells you the gate is open usually, just go in. Okay. She lives there. She's giving you permission to go on her property. Just go in. He'll be in there on the porch drinking a beer. Okay. Do you walk up the hill when you can't see the house through the gate? It's not locked. You have permission. See what I'm saying? So it's not always black and white. Do I go over the fence or go through the fence? It's actually sometimes very kind of in the middle, whether you should do it or not. Yeah. Let's see. We search all of our jobs and put them. Yeah, that's the Aaron's list. Yeah. Aaron. Do we all know about Aaron? Yes. Yeah, Aaron's, and they created Aaron's list. I think Aaron's list should have a tool you could put them in. I think Aaron's list should be something like what I was saying, where you could actually put documents in, and server software should have that. And, now that I mention it, they probably will. Yes. Natasha said, Natasha's here in the studio. Natasha, do you just want to say it here live? I can hear you.
Yep.
Okay. Well, so tell us about your experience.
So I was called by my client, and they were having a meeting between the two parties. And the one obviously was a little bit more eager to show themselves and put themselves out there with a gun, and a little bit more violent. And they asked if I would still come serve the guy as he walked out of the building. And I said, sure, I don't have a problem with that. I can carry, but are you all going to still be in the building when I'm on your property? Are you still going to be in the building? And they said yes. And they did. They stayed inside. I didn't have a problem. Luckily, from my vehicle, I hollered out his name. He turned around and said yes. And I said, here you go, sir. These are your legal documents. I explained who I was. And they were on their phones, 911, ready to go in case anything did happen. I thought twice after that one. And I've been asked to do it again, and I have said no.
Yeah.
Because it was just a little bit more stress than what I should have been put myself into. But I did it.
Yeah, well, good job. Yeah, well, I appreciate you sharing that. I got to tell you, having the opportunity to show up for your client and like do a good job, be professional, be there, be that witness. Sometimes like Ken Ringo, he used to be, the last time I did this a few years ago, we did like this community thing. Ken was there, Jacob, Mike Kern, a lot of these guys came every week. And Ken Ringo did this thing where, what's it called? Child visitations. He let like arcade games and stuff in there. So cool. Yeah, it was super cool. And so, but he's this little guy, but he was a police officer too. And so he would be there, and some of these guys would show up, and they're just like, supposedly violent or whatever. And he was saying, he's like, if you're kind to them, they'll be kind to you. Like, they're here to see their kids, obviously. So, but you also have to be prepared, right? Yeah. And I think this is where you understand in business, if you take that same concept and apply it to just business in general, leverage is your most important asset when it comes to making decisions in your business, and your time is so valuable. And so when I teach you guys this marketing stuff and we talk about staying safe and things, just know that if you use this properly, you have an opportunity to be able to make a decent living.
Mm-hmm.
Don says the hubs carries all the time, so he is the one we send on those jobs. Are in short supply and making so much money. Thanks, Ryan. Is that the same Ryan Marshall? Okay. Cool. Well, thank you, Natasha. Appreciate you coming into the studio and being a part of it.
Yep.
So, guys, if you want to be a part of everything that we have going on at Mighty Process Server, just go check it out. It's free to join the free community. I give so much value inside the free community. Like, I'm literally in the community all the time, adding new stuff. I think we have 7 full-time VAs now that are just dedicating to making this thing successful, right? We're building the app. We're building, you see my content that's coming out all on all the social platforms. We have the podcast that we've relaunched. I want to have you guys inside the community. I'm prioritizing you first. If you want to be a guest on the on the Process Server Daily podcast, I'm just relaunching the podcast. I was going to rebrand it because of all the new stuff that we're doing. I thought, you know what? It's actually kind of cool to use the old Process Server Daily logo when I just had a goatee and I spiked my hair up and I was in a suit all the time. So we're going to keep that logo, and we're actually going to just relaunch that podcast on the same platform because it already has a lot of subscribers. And so we still get thousands of downloads every month on there. And most of the time when I meet people who know who I am, it's because of the podcast, not my YouTube videos, nothing else. When I go to conferences, they're like, "Aren't you the guy that does the podcast?" And they're like all kind of like cool about it. I'm just like, wow, I am so touched when people are like, I've watched every episode or listened to every episode 10 times. And now I've built my business, I'm doing well. And they reach out to all the people that I interview and try to connect with them so they can get work from them. So if you want to be someone, before my requirements were that like you were $1 million process serving company, you made at least $1 million a month in your company. That's when I first started it. Right. And because I wanted to learn from those who have gone before me, who have found success. And so that's still great. I'll still do that. But now what I think that you guys are more interested in, and I think we can learn a lot more from, now that I've done what those guys have done, I can teach you that stuff. And we will go into a lot of that inside the community. But now I want to talk about the stories that you have had inside my community, people who have found success, who are the regular Joes who just get started and find massive success. Because the new person starting out, it's hard for them to relate to the guy who's a multimillionaire process serving owner who inherited the business from his father, and he's hustling, but he's already rich. It's hard for people to connect with that person. But the person who's a single mom who just started serving and started crushing it, they can connect with that person, right? They can connect with that person. All right. So that's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to come on the podcast. Let me interview you. Okay. Let me show you some love. Okay. Boom. Let me show you some love. Okay. Come on the podcast. Replay Queen. Don loves watching the replays. Yeah. Yep. Some names we don't mention, Jessica. Unprofessional people. Okay. So if you guys are trying to build a business, this is what I'll leave you with this. Know who you're going to do business with. Okay. I get people that send me messages all the time. Actually, let me show you. I get people that send me messages of people that are either kicked out of NAPS or kicked out of this association for fraud, or they got actually a misdemeanor for this or that. And like I'm like, I try not to get involved in stuff, but like this is inside of school, people message me all the time. This is the ultimate way to reach out to me directly, is to join the free community on school and then message me inside of school. Like click on my face, click message or chat. I think it's called chat, and just message me. Like I have some people who will text me, who will call me, who will Facebook message me. I mean, and I'm not even famous. I'm not like a famous person. I'm just this guy who's trying to help process servers, and I'm overwhelmed. Can you imagine how some of these people who are like famous people, how they do it? I don't know how they would do it. Like I'm overwhelmed sometimes. So I just say, if you want me to reply to you, message me on School, because that's where I'm hanging out, because that's where I'm producing content and all that. But what I wanted to tell you was that I get people reach out to me all the time. So I know a lot about different people in the industry. I've been in the industry for a long time. Okay. And I've run across people who are motivated, but there's nothing worse than a motivated, lazy person. Because what a motivated, lazy person does is they try to ride on the coattails or on the back of those who are successful and then leap off as if they're going to be more successful. But it never lasts, right? And so if you're the person who waits too long to sign a proof of service and then bashes the person for not paying you right away, or this stuff comes back, I promise you. Your name and your integrity is the most important thing you have in this industry, in the process serving industry. And your marketing and all the stuff that you do, even spending money on ads, it won't make up for a bad name. Okay. I received a list of 6 people today that I have to decide whether I want to boot them from the community or not, because they were caught doing stuff they're not supposed to do. Sewer service, basically. That's the other thing. If you don't have enough time to serve, you've been successful and you have a whole bunch of service to do, don't lie about the attempts. It's better for you to say that you weren't there. It's been 5 days you weren't there. Apologize profusely and go now and get it served. Sit there for an hour if you have to and get it served. What did you say? Servers on whose map? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. So, but anyway, I try to stay out of the drama. There's a lot of people. I'm done really well of staying out of the drama. I try not to remove people unless it's something really bad where I think people will be hurt inside the community if the person was to stay. I want to have just like everyone helping each other. Yeah. So Ryan, that's a good question. So sewer service became popular. The term became popular because in New York, there was a few different process servers who were just dropping the documents in the sewer, like in the curb, and not serving them, but saying that they served them. And so a bunch of people were getting judgments and they had no idea that they were even served. Yeah, exactly. And so there's been legislation in California now that's trying to make it mandatory that process servers take photographs whenever they go to the door every time they make an attempt because of sewer service. And so what CalSPRO did is they came back and they argued, they said, hey, this is not as big of a problem as you guys are making it out to be. Like there was that one incident where this one process serving firm, there was like 2 people in there. They got like thousands of jobs and they just served them, just dumped in them. And people were finding the documents in the streets. Okay. And there was camera footage that these people were just dropping them, walking and just like flicking them on the ground. I'm like, throw it in the trash. Like, don't, I just like, this is not smart. Like they just weren't smart. They go to the address, knock on the door, nobody answers, throw it away. And sometimes they wouldn't even knock on the door. You can look it up. It's a New York thing. And so they have very specific rules in New York now to combat that. And so California was going to have a new law and they've combated it as well. So just to kind of wrap things up here, guys, comment below what it is you want me to talk about next week. I have pillar 3 that I want to talk about. Okay, let's see here. Pillar 3. Content distributions, which is where we're going to talk about Mighty Automation. So that'll be pretty cool. But what questions do you guys have? I'm going to pull something up here real quick. What questions do y'all have? Refresh. Good grief. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. I just make it standard for our service. I don't want a client to even have to question us. Proficiency. Investigations. Yeah. So let me go ahead and share my screen really quick. I want to show you guys so our new form builder. So this is not finished yet, so don't freak out. But the new form builder inside of the Mighty Dashboard, you can come in here and create jobs and whatnot. If this is completely new to you, like this is kind of like Serve Manager or PST or something like that. Has a lot of other features we haven't launched yet. So we're just focusing on making the My Job screen the absolute best. So if you're a Mighty Premium member, you get access to this for free. I don't charge you for volume. I don't charge you anything extra at all to use this. You just become a Mighty Premium member. You get access to Mighty Automation, access to the dashboard here, but it's still being built. So you got to be patient, okay? It's free, but you got to be patient. So this advanced form builder, my developer hasn't launched it, but I actually took all the California documents and put them in here. And I'm mapping them out. So you can rename it here, see? So what's really cool about this is you're going to have the ability to upload a PDF. It'll look as an image basically, but it looks like a normal PDF right here. And then you can take these fields over here on the left and drag them where you want them on the document. And so this is going to be a lot more advanced once it's finished. Oh yeah, you got to type something. All right, yeah, there you go. So you can type a case number, put it where you want on the document because you would have uploaded it right here. And so I'm going to go, and you can save it as a template. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to create templates so that they show up here as an option for you to use for all the California documents. But what I would love for you guys to do is if there's a specific document that you need for your state, for you to, I'm going to create a post inside the community for you to tell me what that document is. You can even upload it as a file and we can get together and you can help me map it out so that it has exactly the information you want on it. The reason why this is so powerful is one, you can build your own affidavits or proofs and save them as a template, and the information will come automatically from the job, right? So all this job information that might get entered or attempt information as people are adding attempt details, or the server that you send it to is adding attempt details, you'll be able to come in here and they'll automatically be added to the as an option over here. So this is going to look a lot cleaner, be able to add your signatures. And there's still the nationwide affidavit that's still available until the advanced form builder is finished. You can still use this one. This one's working pretty well. This one's working pretty good. Yeah. So I did ask him to add the penalty of perjury stuff, but he hasn't done it yet. So that either it'll have a notary block or a penalty of perjury, and then you can sign it. So this is what you guys are used to using the other server softwares for a nationwide affidavit. I think we're 90% there. So go check it out. Let me know. We're fine tuning it, but that's just to kind of end things off here. If you are a Mighty Premium member, like my goal is to give you just the absolute, just everything that I can to help you be successful. And at the end of the day, if the tools aren't used or people just aren't interested, then I'll cancel it. Like I'm also okay just using it myself, for my own business. But I think it would be, hit the like button if you're excited about Mighty Dashboard. Okay. I can see when people hit the like button. Come on. I can't wait to turn off my other service. So glad to be in the premium group. Well, thank you, Don. We appreciate you being there. Oh, I would love to help process servers. Wouldn't it be nice to have legit looking affidavits? Yeah. Dreaming of that. Listen, you guys, I need your help. So, if there's specific documents that you need, he did show me that he added the photographs. He added the photographs to the proofs now. So that's one of the options you can drag and drop onto the affidavit. And then when you save it as a template, it'll auto pull from whatever that final attempt was, that successful attempt was, it'll auto pull the image and put it on the affidavit. That's some feedback I got from somebody. And I said, that's a great idea. So we've implemented it. It's not live yet, but oh yeah, Natasha says absolutely. Cool, guys. Well, using it for my job. I do feel bad. Where's she at? Is she in here? Shannon? Oh no, she's not here. Dang. Is that you, Shannon? The ZB1616? So she had some jobs she entered because she's been using it exclusively, right? She's entered some jobs, and then we did a big update, and some of them just disappeared. I don't know why. She said they just disappeared. So be careful. Know that it's still in beta. Create a field sheet or make notes, okay? Right? Field sheet is how you back up all your work, you know. You write down your times and dates and whatnots. So yeah, exactly, Don. Yeah, that's scary, right? So when we did a big update, I think what it is he has testing data. Like it's still a lot of testing that he's doing. And so her account, I think just like when she created jobs, they were on his old, because what he did is he created it where attempts would show up in the thing, but they wouldn't show up anywhere else. And then it would auto add them to that affidavit, but he had to build a custom form builder. And so that custom form builder has it where it'll pull the attempt information and put it next to the builder so you can drag and drop stuff. I mean, at first it's going to feel a little bit arduous to create templates, but I'm going to try to create as much templates as I can so you don't have to create them. You can just select California POS 10, boom, and it's already filled out because I created the template. So if it's in the drop-down list, it means it's already been created for you. So my goal is to get all states, all the potential affidavits, including subpoenas, including out-of-state deposition subpoenas, right, to be able to prepare them, to have the request to the state to domesticate it. Like I want to create, like, if you guys have an idea, let's implement it on the form builder, because the form builder is going to allow us to do whatever we want. Literally, we can upload any PDF from any state so that it looks like an official court document. And then we can drag out and drop whatever data we want and say, hey, this field inside of my system that's called case number, I always want the data from that field to show up right here on this template. Does that make sense? So that's what we've created. And now we just have to perfect it, make it look pretty. Was she able to recover? I don't know. And I know how much of a pain it is to enter jobs. So I work so much on that. Those are a little bit of work to get done. Yeah. So if there's ones that you want to do, like if there's a way to automate what you're doing, if it takes you some time, let's automate it. There's no sense in doing it like the old school way over and over and over. I remember staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning trying to do proofs on the software that shall not be named. I'm just kidding, serve manager. Out of state. Just sent you my manual AOS for WA and NPS. Cool. Yeah, check it out. Thanks so much on that. Cool, guys. Well, that's all I have. I mean, ultimately, this is Mighty Mike Marketing is going to be the ultimate marketing course. Okay. So I'm trying to make the videos like no more than 10 minutes long, and they're walking you through that, answering a specific question. So today it was all about the FAQ section so that you could rank organically on Google, which is going to help you in the map section. It's going to help you show up on the search section, and it's going to help you show up in the AI Google search summary if you do what I showed you. So inside the community, you can go to Mighty Mike Marketing and see those prompts. If they're not live, they should be live by next week. So she's going to edit the videos, add them, and then publish. If you're not in the Mighty Premium community, you should be. Okay? Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Take care. Be safe as always. Live mighty. And listen, go schedule with Mark to be on the podcast. I will interview you. I will highlight you. I will make you sound like a rock star. Okay. You can add it to your website. Ciao. Thanks, Kansas City. I'm just kidding. All right. Guys, be safe out there. Okay. See you when I see you.
That's a wrap on another episode of Process Server Daily, where the legal support industry levels up. Want to grow your process serving business with the best marketing tools, the most engaged community, and the highest ranking directory online? Visit mightyprocessserver.com. Claim your listing. Join our free community. Surround yourself with process servers who get it and build something real. From the field to the courtroom, this is Process Server Daily. Until next time, stay safe out there and live mighty.